And for today and tomorrow program, I think the dignitaries are there. So first I would like to thank all the dignitaries sitting at the Pandal for allowing us to sit here and address you with few words. My friend Nagesh Kumar of APCOS, very senior scientist Dr. Bhima Rao from Bhubaneswar, and Mr. Vijay Prakash of this school and friends. I would like to take a few minutes and share something with you. But before I do that, I want all the students here to shake their hands. Because I want to know whether you are there or not. Good. Now there is a choice for you. Do you want me to give you a lecture or tell you a story? So all those who want me to give a lecture, please raise your hand. All those who want me to give a story, raise your hand. Okay. So I'm going to tell you a story, not a lecture. Fine? Agreed? I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
No, I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
This story is about a very famous scientist of 20th century called Niels Bohr. Have you heard of Niels Bohr? Who is he? Bohr model of atom. You have heard of a Bohr model of atom? The same Niels Bohr. Okay, I'm going to talk about that Niels Bohr. Well, Niels Bohr was a very great scientist. In fact, all other scientists used to call him as Pope. Why he was called as Pope? Because he was considered to be very knowledgeable, that he knows about everything. Okay, so everybody else used to call Niels Bohr as a Pope. But obviously, before he became a scientist, he was also a student, right? So I'm going to tell you a story about his student life, not when he was a scientist. So when he was a student, as a college student, in those days in Europe, they had a system where in addition to writing a written exam, you have to give a viva. Viva is that basically you have to go before a teacher and the teacher will ask you a few questions and then give you some marks. Okay? You have to pass both the viva, which is the oral exam, and the written exam to be given a degree. Niels Bohr was studying physics because that is what he is, no? He is a physicist. So in his final exam, there was a viva. So viva are always conducted alone. That is, you have to enter a room. Inside that room, there will be a teacher, and then you have to go inside, and the teacher will ask you a question. So on the day of final exam, Niels Bohr went inside the exam room. When he went inside the exam room, he saw one professor was sitting there with a pipe. We are talking about Europe about 100 years ago, right? So the professor was wearing a coat and the professor was sitting on the chair with a pipe. And Niels Bohr entered and looked here and there to see whether there is any chair. So the professor said, "What are you looking for?" Sir, I thought there will be a chair. "No, I am a professor and you are a student. So you have to stand and answer me." So Niels Bohr said that, "Okay sir, fine. You ask your question, I will try to answer." The professor said, "See, I am a very busy professor. I am a very learned man. I know everything. So I don't have time to waste with kids like you. But what to do? The university has told me that you have to conduct this exam, so I have come here. So I don't want to waste my time. I am going to ask you only one question. You answer my question, you will get 100 marks. You fail my question, you will get 0 marks." So Niels Bohr said, "Okay sir, if you decide like that, I can't do anything. You answer your question." The professor said, "Suppose I give you a new barometer." This is not a pen. Imagine that this is a barometer. Okay, new barometer. And look outside that window. So Niels Bohr looks outside the window. "Can you see a 8-story building?" "Yes sir, I can see a 8-story building." You have to measure the height of that building. What are you given? Barometer, thermometer नहीं है, barometer. Okay? Barometer which measures what? Atmospheric pressure. Right? So how does a barometer works? Inside a barometer there is what? Mercury. And below that there is a bulb of mercury. So depending on air pressure, the mercury will go up and come down. You know that, right? So that is a barometer, not a thermometer, barometer. He says, I'll give you a barometer. You have to measure the height of a 8-story building. The moment the professor finished the question, Niels Bohr said, that's all. It's very easy. The professor was shocked for a minute. You say it's easy? Bohr said, yes sir, it's very, very easy. What I will do is, I'll claim the 8 stars, tie a rope to the barometer, drop the barometer. Once the barometer touches the ground, there will be no pulling of the rope. Okay? So I know that the barometer has touched the ground. I will mark the point in the rope. In those days, they used to use a mercury barometer, which used to be 1 meter length. Okay? So you can use that barometer as a measuring scale. You can measure the length of the rope. You know the height of the building. The moment Niels Bohr finished his answer, the professor was very angry. He said, get out. Niels Bohr didn't know anything. He said, don't wait, get out. So Niels Bohr went out. And after a month, the result was published. What was the mark of Niels Bohr? 0. Mark of Niels Bohr was 0. So Niels Bohr said, why have I got 0? So he went to the university vice chancellor and gave a complaint. I was being given 0. Then the university vice chancellor called him and said that what happened? He told all the story. This was the question, this was the answer. Then the vice chancellor was not from physics department, he was from economics department, so he didn't know the answer. So he said, okay, let me call the physics professor. The physics professor was called, he explained. Physics professor said, I can't see what is wrong here. Then Niels Bohr also said, yes, I can't also see what is wrong here. Why I have been given 0. Then the vice chancellor said that, okay, I will talk to the professor who was your examiner and find out why you are wrong. So 100 years ago, no telephone, so the professor was called. The examiner was called. The examiner said, sir, that answer might be right, but there is no physics in it. And this is a physics exam. So I cannot give you marks. Vice Chancellor said, okay, what to do now? Vice Chancellor said, okay, give him another chance. The examiner said that, okay, if you say so. Then a re-exam was conducted and again Niels Bohr was called to the exam. So Niels Bohr entered the room. Who is sitting inside? The same old examiner professor. What is in his mouth? A pipe. There is only one chair. So Niels Bohr enters. He is not looking for a chair because he knows that there will be no chair. And the professor says, you have wasted my time. You have wasted my one more day. So again I am going to ask you one question. And this time I am going to give you 10 minutes. You answer within the 10 minutes. If you answer, I will give you 100 marks. If you don't answer, I will give you 0 marks. Niels Bohr said, yes sir. So the professor said, I am going to ask you the same question. I am giving you a new barometer. Look through that window. You have a 8-story building. You have to measure the height of that building. Niels Bohr said, okay sir. And then Niels Bohr was standing, looking here and there. The professor was sitting in the chair. 1 minute passed. Niels Bohr did not say anything. He was silent. Then 2 minutes passed. Again Niels Bohr did not say anything. He was silent. He was just standing. Then the professor looked at the watch and said, 2 minutes is over. Then Bohr said, yes sir, 8 minutes is there. Then Niels Bohr was standing. 2 minutes became 3 minutes. 3 minutes became 4 minutes. 4 minutes became 5 minutes. Till Niels Bohr was standing. After 5 minutes, the professor could not sit in the chair. So he also started to stand up and then walk in the room. Okay. It was 8 minutes. Then the professor could not control himself. He turned to Niels Bohr and said, "What is this? 8 minutes is over. Tell me whether you have an answer or not. If you don't have an answer, you go. If you have an answer, tell." Then Bohr said, "Sir, I don't have an answer, but I have answers." The moment he said this, the professor was shocked. "You said answers?" "Yes, sir, I have answers. And I am not sure which answer is the answer that you are looking for. I have so many answers." Then the professor was shocked. He said, "Okay, you tell me all the answers." "Okay, sir, a very simple thing. One answer I gave you that day, you did not like it, so throw it away. The second answer is, can you again look through that window?" Then the professor went to the window. "Can you see the shadow of that building?" Professor said, "Yes, sir, I can see the shadow of the building. What I will do is, I will go outside, place this barometer straight. This barometer will also make a shadow. Now look at the barometer and the shadow, it makes a triangle. Now look at the shadow of that building and the height of the building, that also makes a triangle. Both are similar triangle. So if I can measure the shadow of this barometer, I know the height of the barometer. Then if I measure the shadow of the building, I can measure the height of the building. But then you will say, this is not physics, this is mathematics. So I am worried whether I can tell you this answer." Then I have a third answer. The answer is very simple. What I will do is, I will go to the top of the building. This barometer is 1 meter length. I will measure a rope of 1 meter length, tie this barometer, hold it on the top and shake it like a pendulum. A 1 meter pendulum will make one oscillation in how many seconds?
2 seconds.
Do you remember? In 1 second, a 1 meter length pendulum will make one oscillation, right? So that is in the ground. As you go up, because the gravity is also reduced, the time will be varying. So what I will do is, I will measure the time at the ground level and I will measure the time at the top level. The difference will tell me the height of the building. But then you will say, this might be physics, but this does not belong to heat and temperature. It belongs to some other subject. So you will not give me marks. Then I have another answer. The answer is very simple. I will go to the top of the building, drop the barometer. When the barometer hits the ground, I will hear the sound. I will measure the time. From Newton's law, I can calculate if the barometer has traveled this long, this much of time, given the acceleration due to gravity is g, what should be the distance? But then you will say, this is mechanics. This is not heat. You will not give me marks. Then I have another answer. The answer is very simple. Can you see a fire escape? The buildings, tall buildings will have steps outside. So I will climb the steps, use this 1 meter measuring rod as a scale, and I will measure the height of the building. Then you will say this is mensuration. You will not give me marks. And I have a very easy way of finding the height. What I will do is, you will say it's a new barometer, it will cost 100 pounds. I will take this barometer, go to the municipality office, I will call a peon. I will tell him, "Come here boy, I am giving you this new barometer which is 100 pounds. You go and sell this to this professor, he will give you 100 pounds. What you do is, go and get me the approval of this building. That will have the height of the building. I can tell you. Then you will say this is sociology. You will not give me marks." Then there is one answer which people have been saying for 400 years. I am only wondering whether I should tell you that answer. It is a very, very old answer. The answer is, I will measure the height of the column of mercury at the ground level. I will measure the height of the column of mercury at the top of the building. That will tell me the difference in the pressure. That the difference in pressure will tell me how high the building is. But this is a very old answer. People have been answering this for 400 years. It's there in every guidebook. So why should I tell you this answer? So I don't know which answer I should tell you. Is the story nice? So what we want from Children's Science Congress is not an answer which are being told for last 400 years. which is not an answer which is there in every guidebook that is being published and sold in every street corner. We are looking for answers which are out of box, which are new. Not something that somebody will tell you it is right. Forget about them. Do you know the name of that professor who asked questions to Niels Bohr? You don't remember him. You remember whom? Niels Bohr. So be a Niels Bohr, not his examiner. And I congratulate you for being selected to this state level Congress. And thank you for your valuable time. Thank you.